Good morning, or depending when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always told, I had a voice radio, so today I am bringing you news of another alternate type reprint coming out in the upcoming Sun and Moon 4 Plus GX Battle Boost set in Japan. Now, we don't know when this is coming out in the UK and Europe, US, etc. Our most likely guess is that it will be part of the Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon set in February, though there is no guarantee of that. Of course, as soon as we do know, this channel will be a great place to find it. Now, this card was leaked this morning on PokeBeach.com. That is, at the time of recording, the only outlet that has leaked this particular card, so big up to those lovely people. And it is just an alternate type reprint of the Shiinotic from the Sun and Moon base set. It was, in fact, a Sun and Moon pre-release promo, and it's good, ladies and gentlemen. It is a really useful card. Now, whether it's good or not, I don't think is particularly its issue. The issue here is whether we're actually going to play it, whether we can find room in our deck, or whether it is just going to be one of those cards where we go, well, look, it's good, but I haven't got room for it in my deck. So we will look at some options for what you could play instead. So, Shiinotic then. 100 HP is fine. It's okay. It's not particularly great, but it's alright. It has a weakness to metal now. It's gone from a grass type to a fairy type, which means it has gained a metal weakness. Now, it's lost its fire weakness. This is good, because Baby Volcanion, hey Nick, is a bit of an issue here. Baby Volcanion with a single steam up from Volcanion EX does 50 damage, times by 2 for the weakness does 100 and gets a KO on Shiinotic. As it is here, it's not really threatened by Volcanion at all. It is, however, threatened by the upcoming Registeel from Crimson Invasion, which has a really good attack for 30 damage for 1 energy, and you attach any basic energy from your discard to your bench Pokemon. Interestingly enough, it's also going to be a pre-release promo, like Shiinotic. And this is a bit of an issue, because it can either use Dalmise to add 10 damage to its attacks, or it can use Regirock to add 10 damage to its attacks, meaning that it can very easily KO Shiinotic if you end up playing it. Not only that, but Shiinotic does evolve from Morlul, and PokeBeach.com also has an exclusive image of Morlul at the moment. Love the artwork on Morlul, but it's got 60 HP and a weakness to metal, which means Registeel will run straight through it. Good news is it's gained a dark resistance, which could be important if Yveltal ever gets big, or I mean, I would say Darkrai, but let's face it, you got 100 HP. Darkrai's going to get a fairly easy one-hit KO anyway. And being fairy type means that you're not really hitting anything for weakness other than Dragon, which is pretty much irrelevant, given that Dragon Pokemon just aren't big at the moment. In fact, one of the alternate type reprints that you lovely people have suggested would be best, and I agree with you on this, is actually just Noivern, but not as a Dragon Pokemon. As a colourless Pokemon, it would lose a weakness to Gardevoir, and it would lose a silly attack cost. It would then attack for colourless energy. So, yeah. The good news is, you're not going to be attacking anyway. The attack is absolutely terrible. 1 fairy, 1 colourless, 30 damage plus sleep. Sleep is fine, but then again, your opponent has a 50% chance of waking up. If you're asleep, between turns, flip a coin. If heads, you wake up. If tails, you stay asleep. And then, after the next turn, so after your turn, after your opponent's, you keep flipping until you wake up. There we go. So they've got a 50% chance of waking up anyway, and it's just not good enough. 30 for 2 is worse than Charizard, although you do get the sleep. But the reason we like Shiinotic here is because it's got the ability Illuminate, and we can be fairly sure it's called Illuminate, because it was called Illuminate on the grass one. Once during your turn, before you attack, you may search your deck for a fairy Pokemon, reveal it, and put it into your hand. Now, we saw on the previous alternate type reprints, think Tapu Lele, that they changed the typing, weakness, resistance, and attack cost. Here on Shiinotic, they've actually changed the ability, but in a way that makes perfect sense for an alternate type reprint, because now instead of searching for grass Pokemon, you get to search for fairy Pokemon. And it's a stage 1, so the question is, can we find room and what decks do we need it in? And let's start with the obvious one, a Pokemon I've already mentioned in this video. How about Gardevoir? I played Gardevoir on my stream yesterday, twitch.tv/PTCGRadio, and one of the most infuriating things about my stream was I had a game where I just couldn't draw a Gardevoir. I just couldn't draw into it. I would play an N and I'd draw 2 rare candy, but I wouldn't draw a Gardevoir. So I wouldn't be able to evolve. Shiinotic makes this much, much easier. You draw the rare candy, and then you can just Shiinotic for a Gardevoir and off you go. Potentially more excitingly, you could actually play Skylar then. So you could Skylar for a rare candy, and then you could use Shiinotic's Illuminate to search for a Gardevoir, and then you could evolve up, and off you go. The thing is, as much as I love this in a Gardevoir deck, I don't know if we're going to find room for it. And the reason is, in Gardevoir decks, we've got a whole bunch of options. We've already got Alolan Vulpix. Now, Alolan Vulpix is a basic that attacks for no energy. And the thing I really like about Alolan Vulpix, as I've said in a number of videos, is that you can use Bridget turn 1 to search for Vulpix, probably after Tapu Lele's Beacon, and you can then use your energy for the turn to retreat the active, whatever it might be, let's say a Ralts, and then you put Vulpix up and you can use Beacon for 0 energy. A lot of Gardevoir decks are playing Octillery, which allows you to draw until you got 5 cards in your hand, which a lot of the time means you'll get the Gardevoir, and this gives you a whole bunch of extra consistency here in the mid to late game. And unlike Shiinotic, Octillery allows you to search for anything. So you can grab your special energy, your double colourless, your regular energy, a new supporter, maybe that Guzma to win the game. Now you're not searching for it in that you can grab whatever you want, you're searching in that you draw until you got 5 cards in your deck. But I can guarantee you are not drawing a Guzma when you use Shiinotic. You might draw a Guzma when you use Octillery, and that, ladies and gentlemen, is the big difference here that we need to be focusing on. The other option that fairy decks have is Diancie. Diancie for a single energy will allow you to use Sparkling Wish to just evolve your bench Pokemon. So if you've got a Curlier on your bench, you can just use Diancie to evolve into a Gardevoir. Or you can use Diancie to evolve a Ralts into a Curlier, and then at the next turn, it's on your bench at the beginning of the turn, so you can just evolve up straight away if you can draw into it. And a lot of the time, these Gardevoir decks are giving up 4 spots to maybe 1 Alolan Vulpix, 1 Diancie, and a 1-1 Octillery line. In my personal list, I'm playing a 2-2 Octillery line and an Alolan Vulpix. That's 5 spaces that I'm personally giving up to extra consistency in my Gardevoir list. But here's the problem. Do you really want to be playing a 1-1 Octillery line and a 1-1 Shiinotic line? The reason I play a 2-2 Octillery line is very simple. If I've got a 2-2 Octillery line, it's very rare that a Remoraid will be prized and an Octillery will be prized. And it's also very rare that both my Remoraid or both my Octillery will be prized. To put it simply, I play a 2-2 line so I don't get hurt by prizes and be unable to use my Octillery. What if you play Shiinotic and that's prized, and you play Octillery and your Remoraid's prized, and then you can't actually play either of the stage 1s? Whereas if that was a 2-2 Octillery line, you'd have 1 Remoraid, 1 Octillery, and you'd be ready and off to go. That, ladies and gentlemen, is my big issue with Shiinotic. I think it fits beautifully into a Gardevoir deck. I think it gives you great consistency to help you get Gardevoirs out, and once you've got Gardevoirs out, that deck is great. 230 HP, ability that allows you to attach an extra energy per turn, really good attack that you get when you pile energy on, etc, etc. But I don't think people are going to want to play a 1-1 Octillery and a 1-1 Shiinotic, and for most people in their Gardevoir decks, that is how they're going to make room for it, and that, as far as I am concerned, is a little bit of an issue. The other fairy Pokemon that sees a bunch of play at the moment is Sylveon, but Sylveon's got the Energy Evolution Eevee. You attach a fairy energy to Eevee and you get to search for and evolve up into a Sylveon straight away. Then you got Magical Ribbon for 1 energy that allows you to search for any free card. So in a Sylveon deck, I really don't see that Shiinotic's going to be much good at all. Maybe it will be good in a fairy deck in the future, but my issue is that really with Shiinotic, you want to be searching for evolution Pokemon, because basics you can just use Bridget. So you're going to have to be putting a stage 1 into a deck that's already playing evolution Pokemon. You're going to have to find the space for it. I still think Shiinotic is a free WotC card, because if you're a long-time viewer, you will know that a free WotC card means it's a good tech. You should keep a couple in your binder just in case. But let's be clear about this. I don't know where we're finding room for it. And personally, I sit here as a player for whom Gardevoir is one of their very favourite decks. And I don't think I can find room for it in my Gardevoir list. But I'd love to know if you can. I want to hear from you in the comments. What do you think about Shiinotic? What do you think about the fact that we've now had 3 alternate type reprints in one set? And clearly, they are a thing now. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Let me know in the comments. Go nuts. Be nice. Make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at the WotC, and Twitch at twitch.tv/PTCGRadio. That's where the live action happens. If you want to support the channel, get some bonus pods, etc., you can do so at patreon.com/PTCGRadio. But by far the most important thing, as always, is to look after yourselves until next time. Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.